Shalom, and welcome to another show of GMS Collage. Giving all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that's first and foremost. Also giving double honors to the elder apostles of GMS who rule well. And also honor and salutations to you other brothers that are out there teaching the word in sincerity and truth. Okay, so today's lesson, or today's topic, however you want to say it, I when I originally thought of it, I said that I would name it Esau will destroy his own, just to get to Jake, or just to keep Jake out of remembrance from getting back to their power or getting back to their heritage. But as I started coming up with different thoughts and different ideas to put into the show, it kind of went from that. So I'll probably still name it that. Maybe I'll just say in various topics. But the reason why I came up with that thought, the reason why I had that thought rather, is because anytime you have a conversation and it moves into politics or it moves into race, and it starts to get to people have to give their honest opinions about things. When you're talking to Esau, they have these ready-made arguments, these prepared things that they want to say to make Jake look or feel as though they're going crazy for feeling the way they feel in this captivity, for feeling the way that they do, for being in captivity and being the lowest of the low. They come up with these arguments to say, you're crazy, you're not really going through that, you're just being delusional. And so I wanted to talk about that, and along with other things, but that mostly how not necessarily the elites, but how the peons have been conditioned to say certain things and to do certain things to make Jake seem like they're bugging when they complain about the captivity that they're in. And case in point, I was having this conversation with this Edomite in my job. This is a guy I talk to all the time. I consider him to be cool, but at the end of the day, he's an Edomite and he's gonna die. But I consider him to be cool, and I talk to him all the time, and he's the one I spar with, so to speak. The one I get my practice punches on, as far as debate is concerned. And we were talking about what were we talking about here? We were talking about how cops keep killing Jake. Now, I didn't bring up the conversation. He brought it up. We were talking about something else. I can't exactly remember what. He's the one that said, well, all these black people, they're always complaining about cops killing them. But if you look at the statistics, more white people have been killed by the police than black people. And again, as I said in the beginning, that's one of those arguments that they use to make Jake seem like they're going crazy. Like like this thing that's happening to us is just a figment of our imagination. Now, there's two things to consider. One is the fact that when you take Esau and these men that have been killed by the cops, right? These so-called white people that have been killed by the cops, they actually made a play or an attempt at the cop's life. I was on the internet earlier, and there was like a collage of images of mugshots of all the men that have been arrested in 2017 for killing cops, and they were all so-called white people. So here it is. You got this argument, right? That Jake is you guys are bugging. More white people are being killed by the cops, but yeah, they're the ones that are making passes or attempts at the police officers' lives. Jake doesn't do that. So on one hand, on one part, you got these Edomites trying to say that they're the ones being killed by cops, but Jake is not the one that's making an attempt at the police officer's life. And then the second part is, fine, if that's the case, if so-called white people are being killed more by the police than the so-called black people are, then why don't they put that on the news? Why is there this plight to make sure that it's publicized that another white cop has killed another black person, and another white cop has been acquitted of the charges of murder in the altercation of them killing some innocent unarmed black person? Why is that? If the case is that so-called white people are the ones that are being killed by cops more, then why aren't they putting that on the news? The reason why they're not putting it on the news is because everything that is done from the propaganda in news, the propaganda in music, the propaganda in social standards and social status, sports, football, basketball, baseball, from top to bottom, everything that you see in the world is for Israel to be taken out of remembrance of their power, Israel to be taken out of remembrance of their heritage. It's all propaganda, and to make Jake look like they are the lowest of the low. That's why they would put something like that on the news where white cops are killing so-called black people, because they want Jake to feel like there's no hope and that they are worthless. That's why they put this type of shit on the news. They want our people to feel worthless and useless, right? And because what does that do, right? When you a so-called black man and you looking at the new, or you know what? I'll go even deeper. When you're a 12-year-old kid, right, or 11-year-old kid, or around that age, and you're coming up and you feel your parents are telling you, be careful, always when the cops pull you over, always cooperate and all of this stuff. What it makes you do, it makes you as a young boy want to say, you know what, I'm gonna make sure I buy in to this system. I'm gonna make sure that I do what the so-called white man tells me. I want to make sure I look a certain way so that I don't ruffle any feathers. I want to make sure I act a certain way so that I don't ruffle any feathers. It's all a plan to remove Jake from being who they are, the masculine men that they are, and make them and move them towards assimilating into the society, man. To remove them from their heritage, So I got a scripture, and this is the the one that we use most often. Well, that I personally use most often for a topic like this. I'm gonna read it again. This is Psalms 83:3. It says here, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. And that's what they've done. And at the head of that is Esau, right? The so-called white man. But all these nations have gotten together in agreement or in confederation to be against the nation of Israel, to remove them from being who they are. So that's what this whole this TV that we watch from day to day, the music that we listen to from day to day, the cars you drive, the sports you watch, the sports you play, everything from top to bottom is to keep Jake from remembering who they are. And that those types of things, those types of news stories are a part of it, right? So I wanted to look up this word. I think I have it right here. So that to me sounds like this word here, which is, the word is ploy, right? And it says here, a cunning plan or action designed to turn a situation to one's own advantage. You see? So all these arguments, right? All this propaganda that you see on TV, it's all a plan to make things in the advantage of the so-called white man or the Edomite or the people that are in power in this world. That's what it's for. For nothing more and nothing less, is to give them the upper hand against our people, to either one, destroy us completely, right, as far as killing is concerned, or to two, make us into this person that is cooperative, make us into this person that assimilates into what they have going on, right? And this is where you get your Don Lemons. This is where you get your Barack Obamas. What did I type in here? Yeah, black men on CNN. I googled black men on CNN, and this is the type of a Jake that they want. This guy right here. This guy, I mean, I really don't listen to him much. I can't think of one particular thing that this guy has said, but every time I see him, he bothers me. You know, bald head, you know, no beard on his face. I mean, he got a mustache and a little goatee, but that ain't about nothing, you know. Look at this guy right here, right? This guy right here. These I don't know who this is, but you know, this is the poster child and the image for what they want Jake to be. Soft-spoken, afraid to have their own opinion. Not D.L. Hughley. D.L. Hughley, that's my man right there. He, you know, granted he ain't the truth, but he talk his shit to Esau, you know. But you know, look, this guy right here, Charles Barkley, always quick to talk about a nigga on the news, but never talks about what white people and what they've done in this not only in this time, but in history period altogether. This is what they want. See this guy right here? He don't look like an Israelite. This is an Israelite. Don Lemon, an Israelite. Charles Barkley, an Israelite. This man right here, I forget this dude's name too. Who's this other guy on ESPN? Jason Whitlock. This is the type of man they want our children to assimilate into. Because if they're in their right mind, right? If they're in their heritage, if they're with their power and their power with them, then Esau can't do nothing for him. We said this in camp yesterday. We said that anytime our people have been given liberty to do something, we've always taken charge of it, right? And some examples of that is the NBA, and I always use sports as an example. And I'm sorry that's just the first thing I think of, but you know, it's true. You know, and when you go back into history, you know, the first heart surgeons and the scientists that, you know, created electricity and the iron and all of these different things. Anytime Jake has been given liberty to do something, to be himself, to be creative, and to tap into the spiritual side of himself, or his melanin, to tap into that, he always takes over and excels past Esau. So what does he do? He creates this ploy so that we can assimilate into what they got going on. Because imagine that. If you're like I said, if you're a kid and you see all these black people, they all have a certain look, right? They got beards on their face. They look rough, right? I mean, you can pick any man of the Lord in one of these camps across the country, and their picture or mugshot will match up with all these people that have been killed by the police. So what a kid say? Okay, I don't want to look like that, and I don't want to act like somebody that I've seen look like that, and I'm gonna assimilate and I'm gonna turn into this guy. And this is where you get these people, right? And then they have these, then Jake, these kinds of Israelites, right? These type of black men, so-called, will have an argument like, oh, well, black people have opportunities too. They're just not taking advantage of it. They blame the white man for their situation and so forth and so on, right? But my argument is, or anyone in their right mind's argument should be, just because one person got over the obstacle doesn't mean the obstacle is not there anymore. And this is how these guys act. These guys right here, you know, don't complain about the white man. We had a black president, so now we have no excuse, and all of that shit is a part of that ploy to make us feel like either we gonna die or we better bow down and be a part of what's going on here. So let me see what else I got written down in here. This is yeah. Let me go back here. Proverbs 12 and what? 12 and 26. Proverbs 12 and 26. Come on, man. Proverbs 12 and 26. It says, the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth him. You see? So everything that's dangled in front of us, right? You have like let's say, for instance, a guy that's going into the NBA, right? And when these young men are going into the NBA, they're told how to talk, right? They're told how to answer questions in the media, and if they go outside of that, they could be in danger of losing their endorsement deals. They can be in danger of losing their NBA contracts, right? So all of this is seduction. Hey, you do what we say. You fall into this mold. If you fit into this mold, I'll give you whatever you want. But if you come outside that mold, we're gonna take all of it from you. And this is how they get Jake, right? So then you see, as a kid, you see, okay, LeBron James, or going back a little further, Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan, and you see these people have made millions of dollars by following this mold. So what do? You want to follow the same mold. Like the typical Jake either wants to play football, basketball, and then you got the Latin tribes, they want to play baseball, right? Or soccer, or they want to be a rapper. And that's the mold, right? So you either have guys like this, right? Or you got guys like, I gotta look it up. I forgot to pull it up. Let's see if I think it was, what did the brother show me? Yep, 2017. Or they look like this, a bunch of fucking ghouls and goblins. Look at these guys. You know? These guys are they look like goddamn goblins, man. Fucking Jake is fucking. So you either got the guys that have been done lemonized, or you got these fucking monsters. What's some of their names, man? Let me see these names. I can't even read this bullshit. Amini, whatever the fuck. Ugly God, right? This guy got the most normal name, Kyle. But this is what they want Jake to look like. Fucking ghouls and goblins. And look at this demon. Look at this demon, you know? So it's either they look prime and primed and pristine, or they look like goddamn monsters. Look at this. Fucking shaved head on the side, but they got two different colored dreadlocks on the top. Look at this guy. You know, this is what they want our people to look like. Look, tattoos all over the neck. I'm sure one of them got some on their face. Look, tattoos on the face. That's what they it's either Don Lemon or these guys, and that's the mold that they want us to follow, man. So, and this is seductive, cause look, they're on a cover. This is a cover of a magazine, XXL, 2017 freshman class. This is the cover of a magazine. So the young kids, this is what they aspire to, right? They're not aspiring to be like the apostles in the scriptures, or aspiring to be as Yahushua was, or aspiring to be an Israelite, period. They're not aspiring to be what this, and this is why what we do is so important. Though we don't make as much of a dent on our people as this demonic shit does, it's important because the Lord is showing this is how you should be as a man. This is how you should carry yourself as a man, with integrity, with character, you know, with decency, right? These guys are animals, man. Look at them. How you know, I can't take these guys seriously. If I saw this dude in the store, right? I'll be like Esau. I'll be like, damn, they trying to steal something, you know? This is what they want our people to fall into, you know? And what it sounds much like, as a matter of fact, did I write it down? I did. I wanna read the scripture. I think it's Matthew 4. So I want to read this scripture because what Satan was doing to the Lord Yahushua is the same thing that Satan does to our people in this time, man. Where hey, look, if you bow to me, if you do what I tell you to do, if you assimilate, then I can give you this. I can give you these riches. I can get you a big house. I can get you that car that you always wanted. I can buy that house. You'd be able to buy that house for your mother that you always wanted to buy her. It's the same sentiment, man. So I want to read this. This is Matthew 4:1. It says, then was Yahushua led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungered. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of the Most High, command that these stones be made bread. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High. So, I'm sitting here stuttering. What I want to be seen, what I want to be seen when I'm reading this is this. Satan, in the form of the so-called white man, when they come at you with this, we can give you this and we can give you that. Listen to how Yahushua refutes him. Listen to how he withstands him. He withstands him with the scripture. And he holds his integrity, even in his weakness, even in his hunger, even in him being tired from the fast, even in his all-time weakness and his ultimate weakness in his flesh, he was able to withstand the devil. And that's what we have to do. That's what we have to do, right? It says, verse 5, it says, then the devil taketh him up into the holy city, and setteth him upon a pinnacle of the temple, and saith unto him, if thou be the Son of the Most High, cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. Okay, and it says here, Yahushua saith unto him, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy power. Again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world, and the glory of them, and saith unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Right? I can get you that house. I can get you that car. You know how many girls is going to be after you? That's what this is, man. That's what this is. Verse 10, it says, then saith Yahushua unto him, get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy power, and him only shalt thou serve. You see? So all of this is to get us removed from being Israel, man. Like it says in Psalms 83, I want to read it again. Like it says in Psalms 83, all this is a ploy to make us, for Esau to get the upper hand, but to remove us from our power. Because all throughout history, it has always been said, right, and still true to this day, that every time the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, has been on our side, no man could have been against us. So it would behoove Esau, right, as the rulers and the ones that have us in captivity, to keep us far away from that power as possible. They got every fast food restaurant got a new sandwich, got bacon on it. Fucking Little Caesars they got a pizza wrapped in bacon, man. You know, you got pepperoni on the pizza, but then the crust of the pizza is wrapped in bacon. You know, and this is what they have going on. Why? Oh, what's that scripture? I think it's let me see if I can find. I think these are the words that are in it. Yeah. This is Revelations 12:10. It says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down. Why is he the accuser of our brethren? Because he sets up this society to make us fail, man. And then say, look what they're doing. You see, they're eating bacon pizza. You see, they're eating a junior bacon cheeseburger. You see, look, they're touching swine's flesh. You see what they're doing? They're committing adultery, right? That's why they do this, so that we can be removed from our power, man. It says, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. You see? So, you know, when they're waiting upon their bed, they thinking, what else can I do to make them go off? And then when they finally find a plan, and the plan come to pass, then they say, look, see, I knew it. Look what they're doing. You see? So going back, I wanted to read Psalms 83 again. Right here. It's Psalms 83:3. It says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So that's what this is all for, man. All their phony arguments, all the propaganda, all the lavish things that they tempt us with. As a matter of fact, since I said, did I read that already? Yes, I did, but I want to go back to it again. All the things that they tempt us with, it's all to keep us out of remembrance of our Father, man, and our power and our heritage. So going here again. This is Proverbs 12:26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth him. You see? And why? Because when they see those wicked people, look, you got a guy like Jay-Z subscribing to Aleister Crowley's Do As Thou Wilt, right? You got these ghouls and goblins making rap albums and making millions of dollars. So all of that is seductive, man. You know? So I wanted to go to one more scripture that I have here. I already have it pulled up. This is 2 Maccabees 7:24. And if you read 2 Maccabees, the 7th chapter, you know, it talks about the 7 brethren and their mother who were first threatened to be killed and then killed. But here is what Antiochus did when the fear of death didn't work anymore, right? So it says, so matter of fact, it just came to me just now. When you think of this, right? Now, what do? They threatened to kill us, right? And then on after that didn't work, Antiochus, you'll see that he offers him all these lavish things, right? It's the same thing when you watch the news, right? The first part is either assimilate or get shot by the police, right? And then if that don't work, on the other hand, they got a rap contract for you, or an NBA contract for you, or NFL contract for you. You see? So it's the same sentiment, right? So this is 2 Maccabees 7:24. It says, now Antiochus, thinking himself despised and suspecting it to be a reproachful speech, whilst the youngest was yet alive, did not only exhort him by words, but also assured him with oaths that he would make him both a rich and happy man if he would turn from the laws of his fathers, and that also he would take him for his friend and trust him with affairs. You see? So when the fear of death didn't work anymore, what did he do? He offered him goods. Same thing Satan did to Yahushua. Same thing Satan in the form of Esau does to our people, man. So all of this that we see is all propaganda and a ploy to keep us from our power, man. So we have to come back to our power. And this is why this work is so heavy, man. This work is so heavy because we're crying unto the Father, man. We are crying unto the Father to have him come get us, man. You know? So that's all I had. It was a quick thing. Let me see. I make sure I hit everything on here. Right. So I hit everything on the list that I had. If you brothers will, I hope you do, add things to the comment board that we can build upon. I just wanted to make that quick point. It's something I always think about and I always mention, and I wanted to be able to have a sit down on it and kind of hone in on the topic. So, first and foremost, I want to say Tawadi Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai for allowing me to take part in this truth and allowing me to continue to fight and having mercy upon me. And I also want to give double honors to the elder apostles of GMS who gave me the tools, who gave us the tools to be able to teach this word. And I also want to say honor and salutations to you other brothers that are of the hopeful elect and that are out there teaching the word in sincerity and truth. And with that, I want to say shalom.